Hey there. About once every 2 or 3 months, I will receive a message from someone who has seen my videos or read my books, and they're in a terrible circumstance of inner conflict. They often supply a lot of information, and there's also many events going on and different factors to take into account. But when you get to the heart of the matter, it's always something like this. They have been diagnosed with a serious ongoing mental illness. It's not something temporary like a nervous breakdown or overwork causing you to lead to an imbalance in the mind. It's not caused by something temporary like an illness of the body that throws the chemicals of the brain out, or a form of medicine that disagrees with you that you need to discontinue. This is something they've had to learn to deal with for many years. So in addition to this challenge, they've also got a genuine spiritual calling. And this draws them to mystical and magical things, and to training in the arts that involve the perception and the control of the hidden forces. These two, however, don't interact very well. The exercises tend to make their illness worse, and their illness means it's very hard for them to perceive exactly how things are when they're subtle like this. In addition to all that, the mental illness almost always has an element of worry and paranoia. It's like their alarm system or danger sense is jammed on. So they get lots of blips on the radar and they don't know which are true. There's this underlying, ongoing, persistent feeling that something sinister or worrying is happening. Something wrong or dangerous is present. Now, if we put ourselves in that position, just imagine what that's like, you can fully understand how, if you can't see anything immediately, your mind starts to try to look for other possible sources of this sinister sense. So maybe you'd start to worry, whoa, is the pollution in the air that's affecting me? Is there something in the water? Is the poison in my food? Is it radio waves? Is the government up to something? Is this secret society doing something? And you can also imagine how that would move to, am I being cursed? Is there some negative force? Are there some negative beings? So this focus and worry about negativity and the hidden forces you don't want to be bringing to mind or paying attention to, it really means that these two work in a nasty, ongoing relationship. So the person writing to me keeps starting training and then stopping, training and stopping, and it is very hard for them to deal with. So what do? Well, all of us have got advantages and disadvantages in life. We've got things we need to deal with. The actual Hermetic texts say that we are born with different talents and or different disadvantages depending on the time we're born, where the stars are, depending on the influences from our previous lives, depending on how much we've decided to take on to help the world. A very strong soul might take on a very challenging life. So this may be some of the reasons that tradition says that you might be born with certain areas that you're not so good at, or even certain physical disabilities. And it's worth noting here that when we talk about physical disabilities, modernly we've found a lot of these ongoing mental problems, they are related to brain chemistry, and some people, the mechanisms of the brain are a little bit overactive in some areas or underactive in others, and that means that's why maybe we get sort of some confused signals and things. No matter what you believe, even if you don't believe things are guided and here for a reason, we're all in the same circumstance, aren't we? We're all in the same boat. We need to make the best of what we have. And if someone was born with brittle bone syndrome, you'd definitely encourage them to do recommended exercises to keep the density up. But we also wouldn't encourage them to do anything rough or dangerous for them. And this is kind of the circumstance we're in here, whereby actually this spiritual calling needs to be directed in a far more suitable way. If you watching this video are actually in the position I'm describing, this is my advice to you. If you have a serious ongoing mental illness, particularly with that danger sense stuck on, then your path is a different one, and your spiritual calling shouldn't be going in the direction of any of the techniques and training that most people are involved in. Your path is just as beautiful, just as magical, and just as wonderful, but it needs to be done differently. Your life should be dedicated to 4 principles: truth, beauty, harmony, and kindness. It's time for you to focus on this life. You are incarnated here, you're a physical being, you're in a physical environment. It's time to fully embrace that. The first principle of truth: you are here to be the truth, to only speak the truth, to perceive the truth. To do this, make sure that you study logic. Really study it, really learn the different principles. Make sure you're thinking along logical lines. Watch your words. Make sure everything is focused on this truthful, clear vision. Around you, there are many people who are not looking at the truth of the circumstance in the world. Such denial of the things that need to change and things that need to improve. You are going to be there for the truth. And never will you accept any information without evidence. Your standards must be higher than most people because of your circumstance. You need a lot to believe. And now, these hidden forces, if you wish to make sure your mind is protected against them, do so as follows. Remember that the whole gravitational pull of the planet can be overcome by the movement of your hands. You can lift objects off the ground and overcome it. You can put a magnet on your fridge and it's stronger than the whole of the planetary pull. Just think how weak the effect of someone's negative thoughts or anything like that is towards you. It's not worth your attention. So you need to focus on creating the right life and expressing your truth. And unless you can see it or use instruments to see it, and others can too, you're not interested. This is where you are. There are so many people trying to learn to sense hidden things and gain clairvoyance. That's all very good. but you are going to learn to do something different. You're going to learn to see what is straight in front of you, something that very few people can do. To be able to read people, see the circumstance, really understand the rhythm and beat, the flow of everything in existence. You're going to learn to observe, to learn in every moment, to be in every moment, to see the truth. If you learn to do this, this will appear supernatural to others. But in reality, all you are doing is really paying attention. The second principle that you are to bring into existence and express in your life is that of beauty. You have been born in charge of this mind and this body and this environment. No longer are you going to worry what other people are doing. You're going to create heaven in this world around you, in the clothing you wear, in the posture of your body, in the words you say, in the way you treat people. You're going to make your environment beautiful, make the food you cook beautiful. The way you live is going to be expression of beauty. You will create beauty wherever you go. You will also start to bring a strong dedication to harmony into your life. You will achieve a sense of excellence through harmony. And this, of course, ties in with the other two principles. Working with how things are. Being in tune with the plants and the animals and the people, making sure that only people who are ready for a harmonious, positive life are invited into your surroundings, so that you can uplift them and they can inspire you. This sense of harmonizing is how you are going to function in the world, making this your principle, but also your expression. Soon, this harmony will start to have ripple effects. You'll be able to achieve a lot more than most people because you are working with how things are, but also you understand the big picture. By looking at nature, you understand how to plant the right seeds, water the right plants, have the right outcomes. And finally, kindness. There's so many people talking about goodness. Many people sitting, meditating on kindness. You are the person who does. When others, they think about the environmental problems in the world and they say there's a lot to be done, you're actually out there at the beach. You are taking the rubbish and making sure it will not hurt an animal. You are the person who's careful with what you buy and what you eat to make sure everything is harmonized. You will make sure that every word, thought and action that you have is motivated by a pure, genuine kindness. This means you're more on target than other people. So you're improving, you become more skillful, and everyone will sense it. They will want to be near you just because you are the being of truth, of beauty, of harmony, and of kindness. They can feel it radiate out from you. And this sense of good intentions that you have will also start to balance and inside, always leading good intention towards the self, good intentions towards the world, good intentions towards others. By combining these four and improving on all levels in life, embracing your skills and your talents, you will start to find that many of the things that used to hold you back start to lift you up. By keeping your mind focused on creating heaven here and undertaking good works, by cultivating virtue in yourself and expressing charity into the world, you may well find that greater and more impressive outcomes appear than any of the other training methods and secret schools that are available. And this way, you'll be working with the circumstance that you find yourself in, not against. My name's Martin Folks, and I hope this video was of value to anyone who's in that tricky situation I described and would really like to express their calling in the world. Until next time, let's make every word, thought, and action count.